That's me. I can even see it on TV now. Lakshmanath, he'd always say, hey, no one cares for the preaching, man. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Go Premanandi. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 20. Lord Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena, text 22. Can we put this mic down a little bit? The volume? Please. What is this? Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Gaura 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 Hare Gaura 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 Hare Gaura 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 Hare. Yeah, good. Alright. Then I don't have to control the voice so much. And still everyone can hear online. Okay. So text 22. Put it down. Atam Vishja Sukala Vilokyan Atripta Trik Gocharam Mahapurusham Parasprisantam Shitim Hamsa Unnate Vinasta Hastakram Uranga Vidvisa Atavam Vijashu Kala Vilokyan Atripta Drigocharam Mahapurusham Parasprisantam Shitimamsa Unnate Vinasta Hastakra Uranga Vidvisa Atavam Jashu Kalavilokyan Achitta Jigocharam Mahapurusham Parasprisantam Shitimamsa Unnate Vinasta Hastagra Muranga Vidvisa. Okay, please chant. Ata Viranjira Shukala Vilokayan Achipta Grikocharam Mahapurusham Parasprisantam Shitimamsa Munante Vyasta Hastagram Muranga Vivasa Atavam Vijashu Kalavilokayan Atripta Drikocharam Mahapurusham Parasprisantam Shitimamsa Unnate Vinasta Hastagram Muranga Vivasa Atavam Vijayashu Kalavilokayan Atripta Jigocharam Mahapurusham Parasprisantam Shitimamsa Unnate Vinasta Hastagram Muranga Vivisa. Ladies, Didn't even, okay, no book, no whiteboard. We're really futuristic. Yeah. I think it's my suggestion, go back to Prabhupada's room. You can stream from there. Just need a phone and a tripod. Easy. Word for word. Ata thereupon. Avamrijya wiping. Asukalaha the tears in his eyes. Vilokayan observing. Atripta not satisfied. Jigocharam visible to his naked eyes. Aha he said. Purusham unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pada with his lotus feet. Sprishitam just touching. Shatim the ground. Amse on the shoulder. Unnate raised. Vinasta rested. Hasta of his hand. Agram the front part. Uranga Vivasa of Garuda, the enemy of the snakes. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead stood with his lotus feet almost touching the ground, while he rested the front of his hand on the raised shoulder of Garuda, the enemy of the snakes. Maharaj Prithu, wiping the tears from his eyes, tried to look upon the Lord, but it appeared that the king was not fully satisfied by looking at him. Thus the king offered the following prayers. Purport. The significant point in this verse is that the Lord was standing above the ground, almost touching it. The residents of the upper planetary systems, beginning from Brahmaloka, the planet where Lord Brahma lives, down to Swagaloka, the heavenly planet of Indra, are so advanced in spiritual life that when they come to visit this or similar other lower planetary systems, they keep their weightlessness. This means that they can stand without touching the ground. Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but because he lives in one of the planetary systems within this universe, he sometimes plays as if one of the demigods of this universe. When he first appeared before Prithu Maharaj, he was not touching the ground of this earth, but when he was fully satisfied with the behavior and character of Maharaj Prithu, he immediately acted as the Supreme Personality God in Narayan from Vaikuntha. Out of affection for Prithu Maharaj, he touched the earth, but he rested the front of his hand on the raised shoulder of Garuda, his carrier, as if to prevent himself from falling down, since the Lord is not accustomed to stand on earthly ground. These are all symptoms of his great affection for Prithu Maharaj, perceiving his fortunate position, Prithu Maharaj could not fully look upon the Lord due to ecstasy, but still, in a faltering voice, he began to offer prayers. Omegan Tinanam Disyang Yanana Shalakiya Chakshumitam Yena Tasmei Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Rupagada Mayam Dadati Swavedantikam Panchakapatirubhyascha Kripasinubhyevacha Patitana bathed in the dust. So how do you get rid of the echo? You can't. Okay, India. Put the echo up. And big horn speaker on the roof so everyone can hear. Vrindavan's funny, you know, like you go past a temple and then, you know, you hear the kirtan inside and like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and then it's just two old guys in there just banging it, you know. So maybe we can do here, put one big speaker on the roof. Are you allowed to? Maybe. You never tried, huh? There's no neighbors. Yeah, the Muslims do it. So might as well. Yeah, Vrindavan is funny, like, especially when it comes to the temples. So every year we do Padayatra. We're gonna go and do Padayatra there. And so we walk about like 10 k's every day with ox cart, and we fill the cart full of bananas. Like we distribute like 40 tons of bananas, like Mahaprasad, and then we have like 20,000 small little books, Prabhupada's teachings for Brijbasis. So when we come into the village, they know the devotees are coming, so they all come out and they know we're gonna throw bananas. So the whole village comes out, old people, young kids, especially young kids. They always try and jump on the cart and get as many bananas as possible. And Parshuram, he's an Irish devotee from the UK, and he starts. He's been doing this for like over 25 years. And so he's like got the ox cart, and he's just throwing bananas everywhere. He's got like some skill where he like spins the banana and then it goes onto the rooftops, and all the ladies are catching in their saris, and all the kids are running, and even like old grandpa is like, yeah, baba, kela, baba, kela. Kela means banana, and you know. And it's just like a full-on, like, the whole village just comes alive. And we're doing kirtan in front of this, you know, going through the village. And even, like, say there'll be, like, even the kids are fighting for it like anything. And, like, the old man, they're trying to catch some. So what happens, this old man, he's, like, trying to catch one that's being thrown to him, but then he falls into the sewer. And then everyone just laughs at him. It's wild, these Brijbasis, you know. We go to there's another village called Adi Badrinath, which is like Badrinath, but the original one. And they have a beautiful place called Tapasya Kund or something like that. And it's really funny because it's really hot up there, but then the kund is like fully cold, like it's like some glacier or something was there. And so, but on the way there, the kids are the most fired up. So we can't use bananas because they'll just climb up on top of the cart. So we get oranges, bags of oranges, and then, you know, we have to throw them far away so they stay away from the cart. And they're like running to the field and catching like this. And then you see many of the villages, they live in like, you know, cow dung huts and like with straw on top and everything. And they have their little homes. So they know we're gonna throw it into the yard, you know, and then even the lady, she's like trying to you know, carry cow dung in a bowl, so she just throws all the cow dung and she tries to catch the oranges in the bowl, like that. So all the kids, they sort of know, so they get in front of her, and then we throw them there, and then no one catches it. It's rolling on the ground. They're running there, and this lady, she starts with the bowl just hitting on the head with all these kids like this, da, 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 that's mine, you know, like this. So yeah, there needs to be one devotee on the cart with a stick to like make sure like the kids don't jump on top. Hey, Josh! So yeah, and then we go to Adi Badrinath, and yeah, beautiful place as well there. So yeah, so the dust of Vrindavan, you know, we bathe there, and that's what you're supposed to do in Vrindavan, bathe in that dust. Why? Because when Krishna wakes up in the morning, he goes straight to the cows. He also has japa beads, and they're made out of jewels. But he's counting the different groups of the cows. He's calling their names. Apparently there's a group called Mridanga Mukhi. They have heads like mridangas. So they're all different names, and he's calling them. And they want to be milked by Krishna and no one else. So he's going to milk the cows. So there's no vegans in the spiritual world. Doesn't matter how holier than thou they may think they are. But no, it's full of, it's known as Goloka, you know. It's the planet of the cows. That's God's planet. Planet of the cows, Goloka. He's even known as Govinda, you know. And he loves milk, and he's known as Makan Chor, you know. So he wants to steal that butter that's being made out of the milk of the cows. And yes, so he's here. He wants to milk them, and then it's time to go and herd. He has his bath, and everyone takes part in dressing him and bathing him. But then when he goes out to graze, then Mother Yashoda says, "Okay, you have to wear some shoes. You know, your feet are very soft. You know, there's so many thorns and pebbles. You'll hurt yourself." He goes, "No, I will not. No, no, I will not wear shoes." Unless the cows wear shoes, then I will wear shoes. So it says that Nanda Maharaj has 900,000 cows. So that's like, how many shoes? 3.6 million shoes that need to be made. Like that. So the animals in the forest are also devotees of Krishna, and they found this out, that Krishna would go walking without shoes. So then what do? They make a full stampede and making all the dust and pebbles into like fine dust, so Krishna doesn't hurt himself in that beautiful dust of Vrindavan. So when you go around Govardhan, you'll see there's some paths that have that dust, and you can roll in it and be in ecstasy like Akura did. You know, he saw the footprints of Krishna, and he just rolled in the dust when he arrived in Vrindavan. So this is the way to be on the transcendental platform. To always be at the lotus feet of Krishna. And this is what Prithu Maharaj has done. Prithu Maharaj is always taking shelter of devotional service. He's always taking shelter of the mission of the Lord to somehow elevate all the citizens of the earth to the platform of pure devotional service. So that is also done, that opportunity is there for us. Here and now. We sing every morning, Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakti Sadma. That the only way to pure devotional service is the lotus feet of the spiritual master. Shri Guru Charana Rati, Ese Uttamagati, Je Prasada Pura Sava Asa. That the perfection of all desires is attachment to the lotus feet of the spiritual master. And what do the lotus feet do? They do two things. They dance in kirtan, and they walk around preaching the holy name. So to connect to the spiritual master means to preach. This temple used to be many devotees staying here, right? We used to have so many. Now it's not so many. So we need to fill it back up again. And please, Srila Prabhupada, please the spiritual master, and have them on this transcendental platform to be with Shri Shri Radharanath in serving their lotus feet. So the best way to, what I found preaching in South Africa is actually university preaching. A big percentage, 80-90% of devotees who've come to this movement in South Africa has been through, especially younger people, through the university preaching. So it's actually, we should invest, 90% of our money, energy, whatever our resources are, into university preaching. Did you come from university preaching? Yeah, see? You got some testimonial. Yes. And it's so nice when we have so many young people in the temple, if they've moved in, or they're like regulars on a weekend, they stay over and they want to go out and preach, like Patita Pavan and, Virabhadra, they used to stay over on the weekend and they go out, do Harinam, book distribution. It was a vibrant atmosphere it creates when you have this preaching atmosphere. This is what creates like a vibrant temple. I saw this vibrancy when I first went to this Polish tour by Indra Maharaj. So they rent out a school, and something like 200, 300 devotees from all around the world, they stay there. But the mood is like, we're going to outreach, you know. So everyone's on board, whatever needs to be done. If you're part of the setup, breakup team, then, you know, you make sure you take your rest and, you know, you follow what needs to be done. If you're part of the cooking team, you understand you're part of the preaching to feed the devotees who are going out and preaching, setting up festivals. If you're part of the Harinam party, you make sure you get to the bus on time. So this whole mood of like, we're doing this for everyone else for 2 months straight. And the vibrancy of that temple, even though we had a morning program, was very quick from like 7 to 9. And then, you know, Maharaj would always fire up everyone to like, yes, we're here to save the conditioned souls. And everyone would be so fired up. This vibrancy, like this, it was probably the best temple I ever had, because everyone was just like thinking about. No one was thinking about themselves. They're thinking about what can we do to, you know, make those conditioned souls fortunate. What the mercy I got, let me spread that. Let me be part of this. And that type of mood, this is what brings the spiritual world. This sense of like serving others, benefiting others. I saw this mood in the Shantipur festival. So the Shantipur festival was started by Vedacharya, and Kavi Chandra Maharaj has been trying to keep it going by fundraising for it. And the idea is that if you serve prasadam at this festival, you're guaranteed Krishna praying. So busloads from Mayapur just go to Shantipur, and there's just like unlimited buckets of khichdi, but no one wants to sit down. Everyone wants to serve, you know. So there's lines for getting a bucket to serve devotees. So you kind of have to force devotees to sit down. Okay, sit down, I'm going to serve you, you know. But this mood was, I tell you, that was like a different type of atmosphere. That let me just serve. You know, who's there to serve? Where's a devotee I can serve? And it created this like soft mood, this mood of like, yes, no one was thinking about themselves anymore. Everyone was thinking, how can I benefit someone else? How can I serve someone else? And this is the nature of the spiritual world, where it's free from envy. This envy is holding us down here. This false ego, I am this material body and everything is for me. Everyone is for my pleasure. But the true ego is that I'm a servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna as the master of the gopis. This is our true identity. And how do we act in that true identity is to follow the instruction of the spiritual master. He has given this Bhakti Lata Bij, this somehow path back to Godhead in one lifetime. You can't repay that debt, but you can try by preaching Krishna consciousness. So I'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, I kind of tried to pinch some nerves. Raghunath Bhatti, want to add something? Do you need a mic so it's on the live stream? Okay, I'll repeat it. Some words of wisdom. There is a mic. Okay, so we're gonna make it. Yeah. Yes. Hare Krishna. Lovely. Yes, yes. Yes. Sure. Yes, so the question is to unpack false ego, understanding the false ego deeper. So the best person to ask is Devaki Mataji. She wrote a whole book on it, understanding the false ego. So that's also a recommendation. Everyone at home, you can read that book. But to put it in simple terms, it pretty much means that I'm the center. I'm someone significant. This is the nature of the false ego. To identify with this material body and all its labels, a man, woman, South African, Indian, white, black, colored, Australian, brahmachari, grihastha, sannyasi, kshatriya, brahmana. These are all labels that are temporary, subject to change. They have nothing to do with us. And we start serving those labels, those designations. So if you start to love India, then it means you hate Pakistan. Right? So this is the nature of false ego. If you love things of this material world, you have to hate something else. It's duality, it has to exist. But true ego means that I'm not this material body. I'm an eternal spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, Krishna. And my purpose, my essence, my Sanatan Dharma is to serve as a servant to that Supreme Soul in loving service. So if you have love, not for your country, not for your species even, but for Krishna, then you automatically have love for everyone and everything that emanates from Krishna. Just like if I love my hand, automatically I love the fingers, the fingernails, and the finger polish. The nail polish is included. It's all included. So if you love the source of everything, then automatically you have love for everyone else. And then you have that that equal vision. Vijaya Vinaya Sampane, Brahmani Gava Hastani, Suni Cheva Sapakecha, Panita Samadashana. That even the wise, humble sages, by virtue of knowledge, they see the Brahmana, the cow, the elephant, the dog, and the dog eater with equal vision, because they're all parts and parcels of Krishna. So, and everything is for his pleasure. They're all supposed to serve him, not me. So that's the hardest part, because we experience everything from our own perspective, and false ego will make sure to, reinforce that you're the center. Like even me, you're looking at me and listening to me, so maybe my false ego will start to get stronger. But the Bhagavatam, the transcendental knowledge, the process of bhakti yoga, and devotee association especially, if you're getting puffed up, they'll make sure they're ready to correct you. They'll bring you down. So when we have problems as a practicing devotee, and false ego comes up, we have to remember this vanchakapa tarubhasya kripasinubhyavacha patitana pavnebhyo vaishnavyo namo namaha. So the devotees, they fulfill everyone's desires, the oceans of mercy. The problem is our mind. Contaminated mind will say, no, it's these devotees that are holding me back. No, it's not true. It's just your mind thinking that there's something wrong with them. They all carry mercy to devotees. They all have a unique relationship, unique realizations of their relationship with Krishna. They can reveal something that you have never seen about Krishna. So it's so important that we always stay in devotee association, even though it may be a little bit tolerable. You have to tolerate. But that's the best association. You can't beat it. Just if your mind is trying to give you some false conspiracies about the devotees, just don't, tell it to shut up. These people are the best, and I will stay with them. Lokanath Swami was asked by Radhika Raman Prabhu after finishing the the Sanskrit book. So he helped him so much, so he thought, let me get some mercy. So he asked Lokanath Swami, is there one advice you can give me that I can use for the rest of my life? So then Maharaj spoke for a while, and then he says, you know, at Kumbh Mela, there's a particular time when you have to bathe, you know. So it's a big crowd there, you know, millions of people. And it's quite cold that time of the year, Kumbh Mela and the Ganga. So when it's time, if you're right in the middle of the crowd and it's time to bathe, say you change your mind, no, it's too cold, I don't want to go in the Ganga. It doesn't matter. The crowd will pick you up and put you in the Ganga, like this. So similarly, if you stay packed up in the association of devotees, even if you don't want to go back to Godhead, it doesn't matter. The devotees will pick you up and put you there. Yeah. So this, being in devotee association, I feel is the best way to take care of false ego. I don't think we can do devotional service alone. This is the Sankirtan movement. We do it in Sadhu Sangha, Kirtan. Yeah. Kind of went everywhere, so. Yes, Sukumi. Okay, yeah, sure, I understand. Uh-huh. Yeah, I understand. So Rukmini Mataji was expressing this quality of selflessness is a high order, and but in the name of it, we may go out to fight without our armor against the material energy. And then if we were to stay back and build that up, then maybe you're not selfless anymore. Yes. Get it, yeah, what's the, yeah. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, a ghostly Nandi is a bhajan Nandi who preaches. Yes. Who preaches, yeah. Is that okay? Yeah. Vaisheshika Prabhu says the preaching is the overflow of our sadhana. But I can understand sometimes, yes, there is no time and there are like kind of emergency moments. So then, you know, you sort of stretch it a bit. But we do need to come back and give ourselves like a week off. Not mean like a week off, it means like you sort of read and hear and you know, take a bit of rest. So this is also part of it, you know. This is also part of the preaching, because we want to be fit for it. So, like I heard, when Keshav Maharaj came here for 14 days, he did 40 programs. 40. So it sounds amazing. Wow, he's so merciful, this and that. But like me and Nitai were fried. I go, no, what are you doing? We have to protect him. You know, he's like, we can't just run him dry already from the beginning. So even our preachers, we have to look out for them and make sure they're in good shape. So then, you know, they can deliver, you know, the mercy that they have for us. You know, so there's also part of that too. That, okay, we have to also look out for the other preachers that are going out, you know. You got enough rest? Okay. Take a day off, and I know you want to give, but we need you to give for a long time. So yes, yeah, yeah. The measure of the burnout, yeah. Sometimes you have to burn out like a few times to actually know when it's coming. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I feel like the reading the Bhagavatam particularly is a great place to recharge. Just stop everything and be with the Bhagavatam. Vaisheshika Prabhu does it in Vrindavan for the whole month. They read like 5 hours every day. It's the group. They just read. Maybe a little bit of reflections, but just straight reading for 5 hours. Bhagavatam is so enlivening, actually. So, when in doubt, if you don't know what to do, just, stop everything and be with the Bhagavatam. Kantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Srila Prabhupada ki.